Hello, YouTube. I just want to take a few moments to explain to you why going to Walmart gives me PTSD. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that I do talk fast. I understand that, and I'm sorry I can't talk much slower, especially for this video. I feel like if I talk any slower, I feel like the video is already going to be about 10 minutes long, and any slower, I can make it 30 minutes long. So just please bear with me, and thanks for watching. First of all, in order to get inside the store of Walmart, you have to first drive there, and that's where the trouble begins. For those of you who have never been in America before and never had the graciousness of visiting a Walmart, the trouble starts in the parking lot. When you pull into the parking lot, you might as well just turn straight and go to the back of the parking lot and find a spot there. If you try to chance it through the front, either to cut through the parking lot or get a front spot near the entrance, you will have wasted a good 10 minutes. There are always slow people walking across the street, old people, fat bastards, and they're not even courteous enough to just like go from the sidewalk to straight across to the parking lot. They will literally go at a diagonal, take their sweet time, and it will take them, I've seen it take guys a minute to cross the parking lot. Literally a minute to cross about 40 feet. They're walking that slow. They're so fat they can't even walk. And the ones that are so fat that they're in the scooters, it's even worse. It's like these guys, they don't care about traffic, like having the right of way if cars are driving. They will just jump right in front of cars. And I guess they're hoping that a lot of them are on welfare or something, and they're just hoping that maybe if a car hits them, they'll get another payout. So you got to avoid the pedestrians. You'll always see people parked in front of the store because, again, they're so lazy. They don't want to take their merchandise out to their car. Like today, I just saw a lady. She was parked halfway through the lane and the sidewalk. She was having the associates load up all her shopping cart full of the outdoor living stuff and some kids' bikes and all that. She was just so lazy she couldn't even walk the stuff to her car. She will block traffic and cause an accident. It's worse than New York traffic jams, honestly. It was both lanes. The left lane was coming in the lane that I was in to leave the store. We couldn't even get out, and it was backing up. It was like, we were there for like a solid minute, and it was just people starting to honk their horns. I couldn't stand it, but we made it through. And once you get into the parking lot, then now you got to avoid the shopping carts and the kids. For those of you again who don't know, there's always shopping carts just laying everywhere. And if you got a somewhat decent car, like mine's not a chick magnet, I know it. It's a 2017 Kia Optima, but it's brand new. I have had it a year and a half. It's only got like 8,000 miles on it. It's got perfect paint job just about. I wax it every month. I want it to stay clean. And if you go into the parking lot, there's always people, again, so fucking fat and lazy. Once they get a shopping cart, they can't even walk another 100 feet to put it back in those little cart corrals they call. They just leave it in the parking lot, so they start rolling around everywhere. You got people who park like, I don't know how the hell they got a fucking driver's license. They'll take up two lanes, or they'll park so cat a corner, like at a diagonal, that they're almost touching the other parking space. You just might as well go to the back of the parking lot. Just park, you'll find a spot instantly. You won't have to drive around. You won't have to worry about people pulling. As you're driving down the lanes, people will just instantly start pulling into the lane and not even paying attention and almost have an accident with you. You got crazy assholes that want to drive through the parking lot so fast, and they'll cut through all the parking lanes instead of like in the front or the back of the store, and they'll just, as you're trying to drive through the lane, they'll come from a parking spot driving 20, 30 miles an hour, almost wrecking to you. It is literally a minefield of cars and people and shopping carts. Just go to the back, park in the back, far away from everybody. Give yourself 5 spaces between the next car. You have a much better time. And once you start walking to the store, that's when problem number 2 pops up. And that is the hobos, the beggars, the drug dealers. I'll be honest, most of those guys are not hobos. There might be a few, but the moment you start walking through the parking lot, the minute you get out your car even, they're already starting walking towards you. Like, oh, excuse me, sir, can you spare some change? I just stop them right there. I'm like, look, stop. I don't have anything for you. I don't want anything from you. Please leave me alone. That's it. That's all you have to say, and that's all I say. And a few of them were like, okay. If they're really in trouble, like, okay, thank you, God bless, or have a good day. But the other ones, they're not actually nice people. They're wanting money. They want money from your ass, and so they will start getting extremely mad and start cussing you. Well, fuck you, buddy. I hope you never get homeless. Just see what it feels like. And it's like, don't fall into that trap. A lot of these guys are not homeless. I see them day in and day out. Literally, the Walmart that I go to, because it's convenient right next to my job, There are so many hobos. It is like 10 of them a day I see, and every day it's like a cycle. Some of them come on Monday, some of them come on Tuesday. These guys are not homeless. If you go to your local county or city's arrest website, like I can go to my county's arrests, a lot of these guys you will see on there, they will be arrested for drug paraphernalia, for drug trafficking. One of the guys I've seen, because he's got a very memorable face, he was in a local next city over. He was arrested several times in the past couple of years for writing bad checks. These people are not homeless. They literally just want a handout. Their job, while you're at work busting your balls making money for real, their job is to sit in a parking lot and get free, tax-free money. And since they're not making any money, they're not getting any income, they're getting welfare on top of that. And again, a lot of these guys are not homeless. They're just getting free money. And some of these guys, since I go there a lot and I see the same faces, if you see them at certain times, somebody in a car will drop them off. And later on, when they're done with their peddling, I've seen them get in the cars and drive away. These guys are not homeless. Stop giving them money. You're making the problem worse. All right, so now you got through the parking lot and you're in the store. This is where problem 3 starts, and that is a combination of the general public and the employees. Walmart is just cheap. That's all there is to it. Walmart is a cheap retail store. There's nothing wrong with that. I believe in America. I believe in capitalism. They can set their prices. They're in business for a long time. Obviously, they're doing something right. Obviously, a lot of people go there. But I think a lot of people that go there are just not that bright. I mean, I've seen people get in there, and I walk in there with a dark blue shirt, which is similar to Walmart's colors, and I get customers. I don't go to Walmart with a blue shirt anymore. I will have three or more people stop me and say, "Hey, sir, where's this at?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't work here." And they're looking at me like I'm a fucking liar. They're like, "Yeah, you do." I'm like, "No, I don't. This isn't a Walmart shirt. I understand it's blue." And so I do not, if I have a blue shirt, I don't go in Walmart. And I make it, I'll go there. I'm like, "Oh shit, I got a blue shirt. I got to go home today. Fuck it. I'm not going to Walmart tonight because it's not worth the fucking hassle." And the fat people, for those of you in Europe, you don't understand. America literally has an obese problem. And I could say fat fuckers. I used to be fat. I used to be 260 pounds. I'm not. Now I'm under 200. I'm bouncing around like 197 area. And I'm 6 foot tall, so I'm not that fat anymore. So I can say fat fuckers. These people get in the shopping cart. And again, I don't know if you have it in Europe or any other country, but it's like a little electric scooters. It's supposed to be for handicapped people or old people, somebody disabled. These people, there's nothing wrong with them. They are just so fucking fat. They're like 400 or 500 pounds that they can't walk. It's like, bitch, you do not need a scooter. If you are that fucking fat, you need to exercise as much as you can. So get your lazy fat ass out of that scooter and walk. That's probably the only exercise you're going to do today. So maybe you might lose a couple of pounds. But these people, they drive around the scooters, and these scooters are literally like little go-karts. I've seen motherfuckers run into people and hurt them. Like, there should be a governor on that damn scooter. It shouldn't go more than like a mile an hour. These people will smash into people. They will smash into carts. And there's something with these people that they will just, when they're driving these electric scooters, they will just park in the middle of an aisle and try to reach for something with their little cane. They'll try to reach something on the shelf, and they will block the entire fucking aisle. And when you see that, you can literally say, excuse me, and try to be nice, and they will not move. I guess they train themselves not to hear you. You're better off just leaving that aisle, going to the next aisle, going all the way down it, walking around, and come back down the other side that you wanted to, because you will literally get there faster than that bitch will be able to reach whatever they're trying to get on the shelf. The associates there are a lot of times 100% clueless, and I don't blame them. I mean, it's not a high-paying job, and that type of job it's not like you're going to go to Harvard Law School, get a law degree, and let me go work at Walmart. It's the type of job designed for people like that. So, I mean, you better not ask them where anything is. Half the time they don't know what you're talking about even, especially if it's more complicated things, electronics. Don't even ask them because they don't know what they're talking about. You got to know what you want, where it's at. You got to memorize a store. Like, the good thing about Target, when you go there and you look at something on their website and the app, it tells you it's in aisle E3. So you have to look. You don't have to ask anybody. You just, okay, the thing I want is E3, go there. Walmart doesn't do that, unfortunately. When you are trying to go down an aisle, it's like traffic. People on the right side going one way, people on the left side leave them to the front of the store. And people don't do that. They're just moseying around, just pushing their cart. And they're like, they want to see something. So they just push their cart in the middle of the aisle and just go get what they want to get. It's like, did you literally not just see me trying to walk this way? Like, what is wrong with you? And they're just oblivious. People are 100% oblivious when they go to Walmart. There's always somebody's kids running around screaming. When I see kids in the shopping cart like jumping up and down, I don't even like. Some people are like, oh man, your kid's about to fall. I don't. I love it. I love to sit there and watch the kids just jumping up and down, sitting in the cart. Like when they put the kids in the little front part where the kids can sit down, and the parents turn their head and the kids start standing up. I just sit there. I'm waiting. I'm like, please. The kid topples right the fuck over and hits their head on the floor. It's like, that's what you get. I'm not there to raise your kids. If you can't watch your own kids, then you don't fucking deserve them. I'm gonna let that kid fall. It's entertaining for me. I know it sounds bad, but I'm honest. I don't lie to you guys. I don't lie for views or anything. I give you 100% what's going on in this brain up here. And there's always a fucking bitch that thinks that for some reason she's allowed to bring her pet, her dog in the store, even though you're only supposed to have this, like the service dogs. Like if you have disability and the animal's certified, trained to help you, that's okay. But these people are like, I'm just going to bring my dog in the store because I feel like I'm a special bitch and I can just bring it. That's fucking nasty. You got dog germs getting in people's foods, and some people are allergic. Some people are really, really, really fucking allergic. I'm not, but some people are extremely allergic to animals. It's not sanitary. Stop bringing your fucking animals in the store. Or, guess what? They have a store for that. It's called PetSmart, bitch. Dumbass bitch. Now, when you finally did all this shopping, and you got the things that you want, now the last, but certainly not least, issue in Walmart is the fucking checkout. Number one, I know you've all seen it. They'll have 50 fucking checkouts. And how many people are actually manning those checkouts? You might be lucky there's 5 people in line. And I don't know why the fuck it works. Like corporate, every once in a while I'll go there and you'll see some big wigs from corporate walk around in their fancy suits. You know they're doing like a checkout. I used to work in retail stores the same way. When they're having like a visit, they'll see the people coming up and they'll be like, oh, okay, we gotta have every register open so it looks like there's no lines. It's like, bitch, you know that's not how it works. You know they only have those lines while that visit's there. The next day when they're gone, it's back down to like 4 fucking cashiers. They have sent the self-checkouts. Those are sort of nice, but it's like the bitches that don't need to be going to the self-checkout are the ones that go there. I'm talking about like the old people who have they've been around since registers were invented and all that in retail stores, and they act like they've never bought anything. They act like they've never rung up anything or seen how a register works, and they have a shopping cart, they go to register, well, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I ring this up? I can't scan this, so I don't know what I'm doing. I've literally seen one guy go in there, this a couple weeks ago, and he said, I need help. Can you help me ring it out? That's what the fucking regular register's for. If you don't know what you're doing and you need help, you go to the regular fucking register, and they will ring it out. If you go to the self-checkout, you are supposed to fucking know what the fuck you're doing. Stop going to the self-checkout if you don't know what you're doing. And I see it a lot. People they act like they've never scanned anything in their life, and they're taking. It would have been faster if you gone to the regular line, let that associate that's been working there for 10 or 20 years that has it down to a system and get your stuff and scan. Now, if you do go to the regular register, there's 3 types of customers that you're always going to get. It's like, it fucking drives you crazy. Number 1 is like in the other problem. You're going to get that person who acts like they've never been to a retail store before. They will have a shopping cart full of stuff. They won't put nothing on the conveyor belt. They won't even help the cashier. They act like, oh, it's my turn in line. I didn't know. Then they'll take one thing out, pick it up, put it on. Get the next thing, pick it up, put it on. It's like, bitch, you got a fucking line behind you. Get out the way. Hurry up. If you're going to do this at like fucking 10 in the morning when no one people are at school or work or something, when there's not that many people out. Stop taking up the line if you have no idea how to register works and how retail works. Then the next type of person you have is the person who pays some weird ass way. They finally get everything rung up, and they're like, you know what? I have 5 different cards I need to pay. I'm gonna pay $10 cash. I'm gonna put 20 on this debit card. Oh, let me check my phone. Let me see how much is on this card. Let heaven help them if they write a fucking check. First of all, why the fuck do checks even exist anymore? Nobody uses fucking checks except old people. It is literally a piece of paper that says, I promise I have money in my bank account. And you hope to fucking heaven that they do have money in their bank account, or else the money just gets fucking bounced back and it's like they just stole from you. It's like legal theft. But anyway, they have to write a check. They have to spell out, oh, who do I make it out to? And how much is the amount? And do you guys accept checks? And they have to look at it. And the name has to match the fucking ID. They say, oh, you can't accept checks for a certain amount. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Stop doing it. And the third one is the people who have to get something locked up. It's either going to be kids like that baby formula crap or like cigarettes. So they're gonna go to the line. They have to get baby formula. Walmart locks up this baby formula like it's a fucking Fort Knox holding all the gold in America. They keep it locked up in customer service. So ladies have to go up front, and it's all the old ladies. They can't walk fast, so they have to walk slow to the front, all the way to the customer service to get the baby formula. Come back. Oh man, we're sorry, we're out of this one. This one. It's like when you go to a restaurant, you like they want you tell them you want Dr Pepper. They say, well, we don't have Dr Pepper. Coke be okay. They're like, oh no, my baby can't have that. I can only have this kind. And then they always have to have food stamps or WIC or whatever the fuck it is to pay for it. So they're like, they have to break it up in 3 different transactions because the way I don't know how it fucking works because I don't get it. But I've seen them, like one lady, she had to have like one food stamp or one welfare check for a certain amount. And then she had a second one for a different type of stuff. And it was like, holy shit, man. We were literally in line for like 5 minutes while this lady was just paying. It took her 5 minutes just to pay. And it just stressing you out. Now your stress levels are up here. You're about to like fucking blow a gasket. You're about to just fucking keel over and die from having a heart attack. And you're like, it shouldn't be this hard. It literally should not be this hard, people. You have been shopping literally your entire life. You're a kid. You watch your mom shop. You get older. She starts getting you little things. Okay, yeah, just I'll leave the car running. You just run inside and get the bread. And then when you're adult, you should have it down pat. It's like driving a car. It's like riding a bike. By the time you're fucking old enough to be in the line doing the paying, you should have it down pat. You should know how it fucking works. And then the absolute last, is the cashiers. I went today. I went to the garden center. For those of you who don't know, this is like a little trade secret. The garden center is usually not many people there, so you can get in and out sort of quick. And it's like a nice thing to do. Rule of thumb: if you're gonna go in and out real quick, go to the garden center. Don't buy like your entire year's worth of food supplies and then go to the garden center and back up the line. It's just for people buying 1 or 2 things, okay? But anyway, so I got there. One lady's paying, another guy's paying. Okay, I'll just wait kind of in the middle, see who gets done first. First guy, he has one of them like plastic things that have the electronic lock on it, the magnetic lock, so that people don't steal. So he gets up there, and the cashier says, oh, we don't have these up here, only up front. So she has to leave the register and go to the front, which is on the opposite side of the store, to get that magnetic lock thing. And of course, she's an old lady cashier. She's walking like it's her last minutes on earth. And I was like, oh my God. It's going to take her about 10 minutes to get to the front of the store and back. So I go to the next one. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Got 2 lines. I'll go to the next one. I'll wait here. Lady, same thing. She has a bunch of stuff. The lady's ringing her up kind of slow. She gets done. And the bitch pulls out a check. I'm like, fuck! A fucking check. Why? Just my fucking luck. So I take my ass and I go to the front. It is literally much faster. I can walk to the front of the store, pay, do what I need to do, and then walk back to the garden center where I parked faster before these people either got back or finished processing the check. That's fucked up. How the fuck is this happening? This is like Walmart. How is it still in existence? It gives me stress. I keep telling myself I'm never going to go back, but then you say, okay, I'm going to try somewhere else. You're like, fuck, look at every other retail store is like double the price of Walmart. And that's the only reason why Walmart exists, because it's so fucking cheap. It is fucking everywhere. There's literally like 10 Walmarts in my city. There's like 10 of those little neighborhood things which sells only food and little things like batteries and shampoo. That's the only reason why they still exist, because they're so huge. They are literally like the biggest retail chain in the world. They have the lowest prices. You can't fuck with Walmart. You can't beat their price. It's just 100% fact. It's part of capitalism, but I fucking hate it. And just kind of doing this little video makes me feel a little better. So I hope you guys were entertained, and I hope that if you're gonna be slow, please don't fucking go to Walmart.